green shag carpet, a gambling boat, and a 95 baby blue Ford Taurus. When I was 6 years old, I learned how to play Go Fish on a lime green shag carpet. The color was a little weird, but it was my favorite place to sit, play games, sometimes take a little nap, and just hang out and listen to my grandma talk. When my grandma was 6 years old, her father decided to move her family, a total of 6 children at that point, from Divernon, Illinois to Monrovia, California. Her mother had tuberculosis, so they were taking her to a sanitarium where it was a little bit drier. When my grandma was 9, her mother died from the tuberculosis, and her father went back to Wales to find a new wife. When he came back, he had a new wife. Her name was Doris, and she gave him 2 more children. My grandma helped take care of her 2 younger siblings, plus 2 other younger siblings from this new wife. My grandma was the most resourceful woman I know. Her father had a terrible, terrible temper and was a terrible, terrible man. He would threaten her stepmother with a gun and was yelling about children all the time. So when my grandma was about 12 or 13, she took his gun, took a couch cushion, opened it up, stuck the gun in, we're not sure if it's loaded or not, closed it back up, and never spoke about it for 60 years. We have no idea what happened to the couch, we have no idea what happened to the gun, and it took forever for her to actually talk to us about it. So we're still surprised that she did it. When my grandma got married, she was 19 years old. It was 1934, in the middle of the Great Depression, and she took her dress, this really pretty little wedding dress, and promptly turned it into lampshades and curtains. She is the most resourceful woman I know. One of my favorite stories about her is that after she got married, she had been sharing food with her family of 10 for so many years that she went out to a store, got a can of black olives, opened them up, and ate them all by herself. I love black olives. It's probably because of her. We always had black olives at every family gathering because we all loved them so much. I'm sure she hated sharing them with us, but it was delicious nonetheless. Green shag carpet, a gambling boat, and a baby blue 95 Ford Taurus. My grandmother married my grandpa, Charles Haniff, whom she loved dearly, and he must have loved her more. She wanted to buy a beauty salon. And so my grandpa went onto a gambling boat in LA, went out into the water, counted cards, came back with the money to buy her a beauty salon. They bought a beauty salon catty-cornered to the University of Southern California's Coliseum, and every time that the Trojans played a home game, they closed down the salon and went to the game. Green shag carpet, a gambling boat, and a 95 baby blue Ford Taurus. My grandma, at 80 years old, about 4'9", maybe 4'10", went out to a Ford dealership with $20,000 in cash in her little purse, nice little white little purse, walked up to a dealer and said, "Hello, I would like a 95 baby blue Ford Taurus. I want it today and I want to pay cash." And of course, everyone's tripping over themselves because she's obviously only going to pay $20,000 when the car's probably could have gotten down to 15. You know, she didn't take anyone with her, just a friend who drove her there. And so that day, she drove off that lot with a brand new baby blue Ford Taurus. It was her first brand new car, and it was my first car to drive. Every time I drive that car, I think of her, and I know she's watching me and probably yelling at me for driving too fast, but the seats are perfect for late night talks, and they're perfectly comfy to just sit and talk with friends, and it only plays cassettes, so I mean mixtapes all day, every day, right guys? Green shag carpet, a gambling boat, and a baby blue 95 Ford Taurus. These are the things that remind me of Emma Grace Griffiths Haniff, the woman who gave me half my name, the woman who loved me and told me I was beautiful even when she couldn't see out of one eye and her other eye had a cataract and couldn't hear anything. She was my great-grandma, and she was a pretty great great-grandma, and I know she loved me dearly, and everywhere I look I can always find pieces of her.